along with what she was talking about. Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. And please help me welcome Executive Consultant Cheryl Spencer.
Good afternoon. Hey, the topic, let me ask you, whether you think you can or you think you can't, either way you're right. You're right. You've heard that before, right?
Yes.
You know who said that? Henry Ford. And you know what's amazing about that? Is I've been in outside sales for, I was going to say 25, but it's been over 30. And the reason I chose outside sales and being self-employed is because I learned very early on I couldn't work for anybody else. But what's amazing is every training, because every time you work for somebody new, there's some training, there's things, basic things to learn. But the basics and the things that I learned were maybe 10% of the time. Do you know what the other 90% of the training was about? It's all about how you handle what's in between the two ears. And that is a constant, ongoing training, but that will definitely make the difference. I heard a trainer once say, you will become what you think about most. And I thought, oh my God, I'm going to be Jimmy Choo shoes. You know, it's like, that's what I think about most. But it's serious. If you think about, whatever you think about, you will become. And you know, I heard Elizabeth say today, in fact, I was sitting there during the sessions going, you know what? Most of what they're talking about, one way or another, it's about attitude, belief, your choice. Am I right? Is I the same? You know, it's all about that. So another trainer also, which is, and I've got a lot of those sayings, you know, it's if you think you can, you can't. But it's also stop the stinking thinking. You know what you mean by that? Well, who's read GoPro? If you haven't, you must. You must. But they talk about the three elements of direct sales. One is the service. Do we all offer basically the same service? You and I, you over here, whether it's New York, California, Texas, we offer the same service, gas and electricity, am I right? Right. Some states it's more, some it's less, but it's the same thing. So we can't change that. What about the compensation plan? Don't we all have the same opportunity to earn unlimited income? Yes. Now some people go, well, Texas makes more money in residual. Well, come get you some, right? Nobody's stopping you from coming to Texas and getting some electric customers. But basically what I'm trying to say is it's the same. It's the third element that makes the difference, and that's you. And that's what you choose to do with your thoughts, with your belief, with how you're going to handle the disappointments, because there's going to be some. Do you ever meet people that when they walk in the door, immediately you're like, oh, they're just a downer. They walk in with a cloud. It's kind of the Eeyore syndrome. But then there's people that walk in and they're always bubbly. They're always up. They're fun to be around. Those are the people you want to be around. Well, if you can't identify either of those, you're probably Eeyore. If you can't identify which one they are, you're probably Eeyore. And so I've got a few things, and there's not enough time to talk about the things you need to change your attitude, because there's thousands and thousands and thousands of books and tapes and CDs all on this, and that's why it's so important. But there's a few phrases and some things I learned. You know, when somebody asks you how you're doing, you know, do people really want to hear all your problems? Are they really asking to hear all your problems? It's like, there's some people you don't even ask how you're doing because you don't have the time. But what I'm saying is, so people ask me how I'm doing, it's like fabulous. And if I'm not, but I say fabulous, do you feel better? Can you say fabulous without smiling? Fabulous. I'm fabulous. I'm fabulous. So how are you? Fabulous. Or awesome. I'm great. I'm perfect. You know, but there are some times where truly you don't feel that way. Is there times where you just don't feel fabulous or awesome or great or all those things? Well, does anybody, and I might be dating myself, it was back in the 80s, I went to a training by Tommy Hawkins. Anybody hear of them? Him? Sorry. He still has that, he had a big wig on at that time too, it's great. He always said, you know, know, when people ask you how you're doing, you need to be honest with it. And take this to business presentations and places where you're doing business, because when you walk in the door and somebody asks you how you're doing, it could be a prospect, a leader, a guest of somebody else. I don't want you saying, oh, not very good, I invited 10 people, no one showed. All I want you to do, if you're not feeling fabulous and you're not feeling great, is when somebody says, how you doing, or how's your business doing? That's an even more scary question sometimes. I want you to say, unbelievable. Because wouldn't you agree it works either way? So let me ask you real quickly, how's your business doing? Unbelievable. How you feeling? Unbelievable. Exactly, you're feeling unbelievable, your business is unbelievable. Oh my gosh, that'll change things. And isn't that better than saying, oh, because you feel better. You look in the mirror and you say, oh, I'm fabulous. You can't help saying I'm fabulous without feeling like it. It's all between here. You know what's so crazy is when you start something new and you got a new passion like Ambit. Did anybody else join Ambit and go to somebody they know, love, and trust, get excited, and they just rain on your parade? You know what? I guarantee you, if they're not successful or they have not been successful at network marketing, that's how they're going to react. But successful people that have done this business and know how great it can be, will be your biggest supporters. Seek those people out. I had a burning desire to learn how to ride a motorcycle. My dad rode motorcycles his whole life. He was a motorcycle cop in LA. He started the South Lake Tahoe Police Department. Him and my mom traveled umpteen million hours in a Goldwing Club. I mean, till 2 weeks before he died, my dad got to at least ride his bike to the post office. And he's always been my biggest supporter. And I was living in Austin at the time. He's in California. And as Elizabeth would say, my keeper husband rides a motorcycle, fast, AWC, and I said, I want to learn. He says, well, let's get you one. So I was like, okay. So I got a SB Suzuki 650 Sport UT Orange motorcycle and took a lesson. And what's so exciting about that is people that I met would say, I would say, oh my God, I'm going to learn how to ride a motorcycle. And you know what they'd start to do? They'd start to tell me about that one incident, and I'd stop them. You have the right to stop people from polluting your mind. They want to tell me about the friend that crashed. I don't need that image when I'm riding my motorcycle. You know what I see? I'm talking to my father, and he's watching me going, oh my gosh, my daughter's on a motorcycle. But when I told him I was going to learn, he was so excited for me. At least I thought he was, till I found out from my mother later, he was like, on his knees praying, going, oh my gosh, my daughter's on. But he didn't squelch my dream. He was my supporter. So, and everybody that loves motorcycles will tell you how great it is. Everybody that loves Ambit, network marketing, will tell you how great it is. That's who you surround yourself with. You can choose to listen to the garbage in, garbage out, or you can choose to be surrounded by people who are positive, but you can also choose to put your hand up and go, thanks for sharing, I don't need that. And I've actually had people keep telling me, I said, I don't want to hear the story. Yeah, but I said, la, 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 I don't want to hear the story. And they keep, and I said, you know what, I just turn around and go. I can choose not to listen to someone tell me about their crash or that they didn't do well in business. I don't want that in my image, in my head. And you can choose. And I know time's up already, but what I just want to leave you with, I left you with some books. This is an ongoing, the mental game is ongoing. It's every day, day after day. Don't end your evening with 11 o'clock depressing news that makes you feel bad. Read a little bit. I just listed a few books that are fabulous. One of them that I'm reading right now is called The Millionaire Mind. And basically I always go, I've got a millionaire mind, right? Or the two more things and I'm out of here. I know my time's up. But Leslie, you were quick, so I'm taking your time. Okay. One of the other things that that they said in that is we're all in here to make money, right? It's not that we worship money, money gives us the opportunities. So every time an opportunity, a penny on the floor, a sale comes in, something comes in, I say, I'm a money magnet. Can you say that? I'm a money magnet. Even with a penny, nickel, quarter, and I say it out loud. I don't realize I'm saying it out loud. Sometimes Spencer's kind of laughing at me. I was at the gas station. There was a quarter on the street. It's like, I'm a money magnet. And people are looking. But you know what? You say it, you'll get it. So anyway, I got to close because I only had a few minutes. There's some great books I listed. One I didn't list. It's called Rich Women by Kim Kiyosaki. It's a great book. There's tons of them. But it is, your brain is a muscle. You need to work it every single day. Please read, even if it's 2 pages a day, because what's in between your ears will make the difference between just being average and ambit or wearing a yellow or purple jacket. Thank you.